Nakey here with a video showing you how you can get the first campaign, weekly campaign challenge this week, which is Sunrise with Friends, and that requires you to do Dawn on Legendary co-op. And I'm turning on a couple of skulls. I would be your daddy and Grunt Birthday just because I like them. Anyway, I'm going to be doing this alone with the guest controller brought up, so it plays as a co-op mission. You can do it this way or with one or more friends, but hopefully this video will help you out in strategies to get in tactics to get through the mission fairly quickly. So here we are at the start, and we'll get through this cutscene real quick. Here we go. And the chief is waking up. And notice my guest controller down there in the bottom half of the screen and that nice little pistol floating up in the air. We're actually going to grab that here as soon as we get control. I cannot hear what's being said while I'm doing the voiceover, so I'm just guessing what's going on. But Cortana is basically, she just turned on the artificial gravity and told the chief to look up and grab that handle. And away we go. Some pleasantries and quips, and
ready to get back to work.
Then we'll actually get into the mission. Okay, so the pistol will be right there. You know, just got a little bit of walking and running to do here until the action starts. Sort of right, left, right, left.
How long was I out?
4 years, 7 months, 10 days.
And run up to this door, and actually the Didact is going to be scanning us. That's that orange stuff. That's a theme throughout Halo 4, is that the Prometheans and the Didact like the color orange.
It's directly above us.
Alright. And pry open the door, which whatever key they tell you with me it happens to be the right bumper. And just keep tapping it to get it go. And then we're going to be moving up the ladders with using the left stick. Now, as soon as the chief turns his head in a certain direction, you know, right about, oh, see him turn left, jump, you know, move your stick to the left and you'll go over to the left, move your stick to the right, you'll go over to the right, push the stick forward and you'll go up. Okay. Oh, he wants to go left. So left. And go ahead and melee this elite, because he will kill you if you don't. Believe it or not. I found that out the hard way.
Can happen in 4 years. Either way, he's probably not alone. We should be careful.
Okay. First thing we're going to do is we're going to go into sprint and run up here and assassinate this elite. I use assassinate with the animation because I want to make sure I do it. Alright. And then we've got a squad of grunts to take out. Maybe 6 or 7 of them. Now, without the Mythic and Tilt Skulls on, you know, you don't have the double shields, so notice that the EMP, one EMP or repeated fire from the plasma pistol will drop your shields in a hurry, so you got to be a little careful. And you can actually use this platform a little bit as cover because they're trying to shoot your chest, center mass, which means that, you know, if you can just see their heads, or their nozzles as it were, then they'll be firing into the platform, and that's a good tactic to use throughout the campaign. Alright, we got them all, because Cortana told us we got them all. We basically reloaded ammo for a pistol, grabbed the plasma pistol. Now what I'm doing here, which I probably won't need in the campaign, what I'm doing here is, in case I die, my guest controller will have a fully loaded pistol and a plasma pistol. Because for most of the mission, basically wherever I go, I just drag him along. So this is a good backup plan here. Alright, so he's out of the way with the basically the weapons we want. Oh, I hate that. Gotta be careful that you don't grab that storm rifle instead of hitting the platform thing, so gotta go get my pistol. Alright, now what we're going to do here is there's going to be 2 phantoms that come in with boarding tubes, And we went over to the left, and we're going to assassinate the elite, or melee, or assassinate the elite on this left boarding craft. There's going to be like 4 or 5 grunts, and an elite on each side. Okay, wait for the elite to come out. Oh, I missed. Oh, I did. I backsmacked him. How about that? And then immediately haul it back out of the room.
It'll take a few minutes to repressurize.
And from here we can take out the grunts at our leisure. And if our shields drop because of persistent fire or an EMP, we can duck off to the side and let our shields recharge. Especially when we're dealing with the elite. Now what will happen here is that once we take out all but 1 or 2 of the grunts, I think it's all but 1, the elite will move up and start patrolling in front of the door, which makes it a lot easier to do the combo shot on him. Now, the downside to that is that because I've taken out some grunts right around the stairwell, they're kind of blocking my view downrange. It's a little harder, especially with the split screen here, because it's a much smaller screen. It's a little harder to take out any enemy, much less, you know, a simple grunt. But you can take your time here. Now, one of the things you could do if you're running with 4 people co-op is you could set up 2 squads, 2 fire squads, one on the right and one on the left, and probably clear this room really fast. But I'm being careful because I'm playing alone and I don't want to die. Alright. I think we're getting close to thinning out the grunt third. Darn, those bodies there really makes it hard. Okay, alright, now the elite has come up. Now, notice I've stepped back. I'm waiting for my shields to be fully recharged before I take on the elite. Darn, these plasma pistols take too long to charge up for an EMP. Much longer than previous games. Anyway, chance number 2. EMP, headshot, he's gone. And that should be it.
We need to get off this ship.
We've got bigger problems. We've got a cruiser on an intercept course. Head for the elevator banks.
Okay.
Are any of the
off to the next encounter.
Only the
Let's grab a fresh plasma pistol here.
Manually from the outer hull.
Alright, and we're going up the elevator. My AFK controller buddy will be... Yep, he just pulled in right behind me. And we're going to go down a little corridor, make a left, and when the door is open, we're going to be faced with 2 grunts and an elite. And some people like to immediately combo shoot the elite, but this is where they start really throwing grenades at you. Even with catch off, catch off, they get grenade happy. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take out the 2 grunts first. Notice me, just turn around and throw a grenade at me. So basically I'm shooting and running. Okay, the grunt has retreated, so now I can just go after the elite. God darn, this pistol drives me nuts. Alright, here we go. I'm going to have to do that again. What you need to do here, I believe, is we'll do an EMP and then just keep running forward, run past the grenade that he throws. There we go. He's down. Now I got to deal with the grunt around the corner here. Okay. Oh, and my buddy just showed up. All right, now I'm going to try to get the elite as soon as the door opens, but I don't see him. And I missed him, so that's going to make this next encounter a little tougher. And of course I got EMP'd again. So I'm going to stand back and make sure my shields recharge. You never ever want to take them on with the shields down, because you will die. Alright, let's get rid of the grunts. Alright. That's
That
about
cruiser's
it.
shields are down.
And I believe
Assuming they don't raise them, that missile's gonna be
the
one
elite
hell
will
of a
either go
surprise.
down to the base of the stairs, and when you get close, he will throw grenades, or move up, back up the. Notice he's going back up the corridor. Okay, I've got a nice combo on him. Again, you got to be careful here because you notice that he was throwing grenades, and there is another elite back there. He's firing at me now. Alright, I'm going to be very careful with this second elite. The better charge there. Okay. Just going to use. Notice how fast my shields are dropping, even with the storm rifle. That's why you got to really be careful. You really want full charges with the elite. Okay, well, there's a couple of grunts there. Take those two out. And then come back to the elite. And again, watch, I'm coming up. I run past the grenade that you threw. I combo kill him, but I'm running up past the grenade. That's really important because if you stop or back up, the grenade's going to get you. Alright, fresh plasma pistol. We got an ammo crate down here. You can load up on pistol ammo. And now I got to deal with 4 grunts, an elite, and 2 shielded jackals. I think if you take out the first grunt here and shooting, you know, through the gaps, take out the first grunt, the other 3 will advance. Well, one of them chickened out. Alright, back here and get some more ammo. You know. Now we got the elite and 2 jackals that will appear here momentarily, but let's see if we can get the elite first with a combo kill. Alright. Okay, the elite's down, and now we just got to deal with 2 shielded jackals. And, boy, those shields go down quick. You can hit them in the hands and knock them back, even with the pistol, when you don't have the we give the Cubbies more strength shields, which are, skulls, which are mythic and tilt. Okay, everybody's down, and now we're getting near the end, and notice that the number of enemies just keeps increasing. Okay, we're coming to another room, and the first thing we're going to have a shielded jackal on the right, shielded jackal on the left, and we want to take those out first. Just real ease on around, knock him back, headshot, he's down. Okay, the one on the right's gone, and just ease on around here and nail the one on the left, and then we got a bunch of grunts in the middle here. And be very careful because they do like to throw grenades. Right. 1 down, 2 down. They're coming in several waves, about 3 or 4 at a time. 3 at a time, maybe. They'll come in from the right. EMP'd again. Wow. I guess that's what you get with Legendary. Alright, notice I'm waiting for the shields to come back. Alright, another one down. A couple more coming in from that other entranceway. Okay. I think this guy's the last guy, and of course he's not cooperating. Let's just wait for him to come back around here. He'll eventually start coming for me. Yep, there he is. Okay, now we're faced with 3 elites. And we're going to take 2 of them out on the left with combo kills, and then we have to deal with a concussion rifle elite. And there's number 1. Ah, crap. Missed the kill. Now, notice in this case, I'm not really advancing. When he throws a grenade, I'm just ducking right and coming back out. If I advanced on him, I might run right into elite number 2. And I want to make sure I'm set for that. This time I can advance. There we go. Alright, now we're down to one elite, the concussion elite, who's hanging back in the hallway that we got to get through. And getting a nice fresh plasma pistol here. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to go up here and beat on this window. And notice that brings him out. Now, there's a couple ways we could deal with this guy, especially if all the skulls were on. If I were running Lazo, I would try to get him to move around to the left, and then I would just sprint for the open doorway. Crap. But because the skulls aren't on, I'm going to try to combo kill him here. Just got to be real careful of that concussion rifle. I'm using the motion sensor here to make sure, see when he comes back around. And where are you, little bugger? There he is. Got him. Okay. Ran up past the grenades, or the grenade, and headshotted him after I EMP'd him. Really don't need any weapons from this point on. I do need to bring up my guest controller buddy, and that's why I'm stopping. Here he comes. Now when I plugged in the second controller, I forgot to reset the controller controls, so this is set to default, and I have no idea which buttons work with, which way, so I'm not sure how to get the guy to sprint. But anyway, you got to bring the second controller right up to here, park him right there. It's the only time in a mission, I believe. No, there's one more time, but here and one more place where we actually have to move the controller for the next bit to initiate.
One thing at a time.
Okay, here we go. What we're doing is we're running all the way around the right side here, and this avoids triggering the Phantom dropping in with all the cubbies that you would normally have to battle. And what we have to do is we have to set a missile switch, and we're working our way around to what I like to call the backdoor skip. And what we're going to do, there's a bunch of broken beams here, and we're going to try to jump up the beams and then jump up on that platform and set the switch. Now this is extremely difficult when you're using a small monitor in your split screen, because I can just barely see these beams. And normally what I do for this particular mission is I set the brightness on my monitor all the way up to 100%, and it makes the beams a little bit more visible. But the idea is to get up on that beam and then do a crouch jump up here. And the first time I tried it, I didn't quite get it. And now I'm going to be sitting here cussing a lot, which you won't hear, of course. But I'm cussing a lot, trying to get up on that platform. Which is a real pain. Believe me, I will ultimately make it. And the alternative to doing this, even though it appears very frustrating, the alternative to doing this is getting into a firefight with a bunch of cubbies, including about, let's see, 1, 2, at least 4 elites. Okay, here we go. Oh, crap. Like I said, when I've got a split screen, it is extremely difficult. Now, if you actually were running a regular co-op mission, you could have your jumping expert do this skip, and then have the other 3 guys hang back by the door, and that should work. I backed up too far. Yeah, and I'm cussing some more. I could have done this mission in well under 20 minutes if I weren't so bad at jumping. And really, what this really goes to show you is that if somebody as bad a jumper as I am can do this, anybody can. All right. Now I'm looking down, and there's this one beam has like it's like a reverse T beam. Okay, I think I'm in the right spot, and hey, voila, I did it. Alright, you're going to have an elite down there at the end with a storm rifle. I wouldn't worry about him. His fire is not too accurate from that distance. Run up here, hit the switch, and immediately jump out and run over to the missile. And notice you're not getting fired at or anything. There's supposedly a jackal sniper over on the other side, but I have never had an issue getting over to the missile once I've set the switch by jumping out there. Okay, away goes the missile, and the only thing that we're really left to do is a mad dash to escape pods that we don't quite get to. So we're taking a cruiser out of the air. I don't know what good that does, because look at all the rest of them. They're getting scanned by the Didac.
The Covenant weren't the ones scanning us.
So, now can we worry about the giant metal planet?
Alright, we've got control back.
He's using a
And
ground
let's haul it for the
control
exits.
inside the surface.
Okay, waypoint will show up to tell you where to go,
Across the dome's event horizon,
which door to use to get back inside the ship.
Where are the closest escape pods?
Aft vehicle bay. I'm tagging the closest airlock.
Alright,
Go.
this is the second part of the mission right here, where you have to actually move the guest controller up to the same point that I am. So other than the two spots where this has to be done, the guest controller is basically just dragged along with you. And so in essence you're playing solo for most of the mission. Okay, the checkpoint should trigger, or the load scene should trigger, and the door should open here momentarily. Here it comes, and now we just gotta run, run, run to the left, to the right, to the right again. Be a little bit careful because the floor will collapse and something could hit you in the head, so take your time.
The ground generators just went dark.
Okay, run through here. Notice that my controller buddy is basically being dragged along at this point. A little careful. Okay, you should back smack grunts.
We're almost
Sprint
there.
jump or crouch jump over there. Okay, past the controller. Okay, like I said, you can back smack the grunts here in the elite, but you know they're not going to be any issue. They're not going to fire on you. All right, well, you've basically completed the mission, so that's going to be 12,000 XPs. For me, it was about 22 minutes or so, 22 and a half minutes. And I did this by myself, just using a guest controller. I really believe that you can do this a little bit quicker using these kinds of tactics if you're playing real co-op with one or more people. You know, I had to be a little bit more careful than the normal, because actually I didn't want to die at any point during the mission, so this was a no-death run. So that signifies the end of the mission right there, and at some point here soon. Okay, that's it. Hope this helps. Old and Achy signing off. Take care.